March 7, 1945. 4:23 p.m. Ludendorff Bridge, Remagen, Germany. Private first class. Raymond J. Bowman stands in the center of 1,000 feet of steel and concrete. German infantry advancing along the east bank of the Rhine. Half-tracks grinding forward. Armored cars maneuvering into position. Behind him, American forces scattered across the bridgehead, desperately trying to hold what they just captured. The bridge is exposed. The Germans are coming, and Bowman has 6 rockets. Those Germans retake this bridge. The war continues. If they destroy it, thousands die. Raymond Bowman makes a decision that will cost him everything. Raymond John Bowman was born November 1, 1924, in Buffalo, New York, industrial city on Lake Erie's eastern shore. His father worked the blast furnaces at Bethlehem Steel. His mother raised 4 children in a 2-bedroom house where the air always smelled like sulfur. Bowman was quiet, average student. Nothing remarkable except he never quit. When his father worked double shifts, young Raymond looked after his siblings. By 16, he was stocking shelves at Meyer's Grocery, contributing to the family income. December 7, 1941. Pearl Harbor. Bowman tries to enlist the next morning. He's 17. Come back when you're 18, the recruiter says. November 1, 1942. Bowman's 18th birthday. He's at the Army recruitment office when the doors open. The recruiter recognizes him. You actually came back. Damn. Right, Bowman says. He volunteers for infantry. No Navy, no Air Corps. He wants ground combat. His mother cries. His father shakes his hand without saying much. His siblings think he's a hero already. He hasn't done anything yet. 3 weeks later, he ships to Camp Croft, South Carolina. 8 weeks of running, shooting, learning to kill. The drill instructors notice something about Bowman. When others panic, he stays calm. The Army assigns him to advanced weapons training. Bazooka. The M9A1 entered service in 1943. 54 inches long, 15 pounds, fires a rocket-propelled grenade that can punch through 2 inches of armor at 300 yards. Revolutionary weapon. One man could destroy a tank, but it had problems. Reloading took 10 seconds minimum. The backblast could injure you. Maximum range 300 yards. Past that, accuracy dropped to nothing. Bowman trains at Fort Benning, learns to estimate range, lead moving targets, reload while prone, fire and displace before return fire. By early 1944, he's assigned to Company B, 27th Armored Infantry Battalion, 9th Armored Division. The 9th Armored ships to France in August 1944. Lands in September. Paris already liberated. The Allies pushing toward Germany. Bowman sees his first combat in Luxembourg in October. A German armored car appears on a road outside Echternach. Bowman drops to one knee, aims, fires. The rocket punches through thin side armor. The explosion is massive. The crew doesn't survive. December 16th. 1944. The Ardennes. Everything changes. The Germans launch Operation Wacht am Rhein. 410,000 men, 1,400 tanks. They smash through American lines. The Battle of the Bulge begins. The 9th Armored is right in the middle of it. Bowman fights through the bulge. December into January. House to house in frozen villages. Temperatures 10 below zero. Men freezing in foxholes. Heavy casualties. Friends dying. But the line holds. By February, the German offensive breaks. The Allies push toward the Rhine, the last barrier before Germany's heart. Field Marshal Montgomery plans a massive crossing for late March. Thousands of boats, artillery bombardments, airborne drops. The Germans have destroyed every bridge across the Rhine, every single one. The Allies will have to cross under fire. It's going to be costly. Then March 7th happens. Someone spots something impossible near the town of Remagen. The Ludendorff Bridge, massive railroad bridge spanning the Rhine, built in World War I, named after General Erich Ludendorff. 1,069 feet long, 3 steel arches rising 150 feet above the water, and it's still standing. Every other Rhine bridge has been destroyed, but not this one. Lieutenant Karl Timmerman sees it and understands immediately. If they can capture it before the Germans blow it up, they can cross right now. No boats, no Montgomery plan. No, waiting until late March. The order comes down from every command level. Take that bridge. Hold it. At all costs. Company A advances. The Germans are trying to destroy it. Demolition charges detonate. Part of the approach collapses, but the main span holds. American infantry sprints onto the bridge under fire. Machine guns, mortars, men falling. Lieutenant Timmerman leads the charge. They reach the eastern end, cut the demolition wires, overpower German engineers. At 4 p.m., the bridge is American, the first intact crossing of the Rhine. When Eisenhower hears, he orders every unit to reinforce immediately. Get across. Hold it. In Germany, Hitler is furious. Retake or destroy that bridge. Execute officers who fail. Within hours, German forces organize counterattacks. They understand what's at stake. Whoever controls that bridge controls the war's outcome. The Americans on the East Bank are vulnerable, spread thin. They need reinforcements fast. The bridge itself needs defending. Raymond Bowman's unit, Company B, is ordered to cross at 5:30 p.m. The bridge is under artillery fire. German guns in the hills firing constantly. Shells exploding in the water, hitting the structure. Steel groaning. Concrete fragmenting. The bridge feels like it's collapsing. Bowman and his squad run across. 1,000 feet of terror. Artillery screaming overhead. The Rhine 200 feet below. They make it. On the eastern shore, chaos. Officers shouting. Engineers working. Medics treating wounded. The perimeter is barely 800 yards. German forces visible in the hills. Regrouping. Preparing. Night falls. The Germans probe with small attacks. Testing. The Americans hold. Barely. March 8th. Dawn. The German counterattacks begin. Infantry from multiple directions. North along the riverbank. East from the hills. South through forest. Supported by armor and artillery. The American line buckles. Not enough men. The Germans concentrate on the bridge approach. If they reach it, they can destroy it or recapture it. Either way, the Americans lose. Mid-morning, coordinated German assault, infantry advancing, half-tracks pushing down the main road. American defenders engaged in heavy fighting, taking casualties, being pushed back toward the bridge, officers calling for reinforcements, for artillery, for anything. Bowman's company is in reserve. They're ordered forward immediately. Every man needed. Company B moves into the fight. The noise is overwhelming. Machine guns, explosions, men screaming. The Germans are coming in strength. 200 infantry, 8 armored vehicles, moving toward the bridge. If they break through, nothing stops them. The company commander assesses the situation. The bridge approach is critical. 1,000 feet with no cover. Someone has to hold it. Stop anything that tries to cross. He looks at Bowman. You're our bazooka man. Get on that bridge. Stop anything that moves. Bowman understands. Walk onto an exposed bridge. Stand in the open. Fight alone. He nods. Yes, sir. He moves onto the Ludendorff Bridge. The structure is damaged. Holes in the roadway. Twisted metal. Exposed girders. The bridge sways in the wind off the river. 200 feet to the water. Bowman positions himself center span, 500 feet from either end. Clear field of fire both directions. The position is completely exposed. No cover, no walls, no ditches, just Bowman, on a damaged bridge, with a bazooka and 6 rockets. The German assault intensifies, fighting getting closer. American positions overrun. Then he sees them, German infantry emerging, running toward the bridge. 40 men, 300 yards away. Bowman loads a rocket, kneels, braces, aims, fires. The rocket explodes in the German formation. Men go down. The advance staggers, but more are coming. Behind the infantry, an armored car, SDKFSZ 222, 20mm autocannon, moving fast. This is the real threat. That gun can sweep the bridge, kill anyone exposed, deny the Americans the crossing. Bowman reloads. The vehicle at 250 yards, closing. He aims for the hull. Fires. Direct hit. The explosion tears through thin armor. The car erupts. Stops. Crew bailing out. Some on fire. 5 rockets left. More infantry advancing, using smoke as cover. Getting organized. Realizing one American is all that's stopping them. German officers shout orders. Concentrate fire. Kill that American. Machine gun fire rakes the bridge. Bullets ricocheting. Whining past Bowman's head. He doesn't move. Can't. If he abandons this position, Germans take the bridge. He reloads. Infantry concentrated at 200 yards. Fires. The explosion scatters them. Several dead. The rest take cover. But they keep coming. Orders are to retake or destroy at all costs. 4 rockets left. A half-track appears. SDKFZ 251. Carrying 10 infantry, moving fast down the road. This is what the bazooka was designed for. Bowman loads, waits, 100 yards, fires. The rocket punches through side armor. The half-track tips over. Infantry scramble out, some wounded, some dead. 3 rockets left. German artillery targets the bridge. They've identified Bowman's position. Shells begin falling. Most miss. Landing in the river, geysers of water, but some hit the bridge. The structure shakes. Metal screams. Concrete explodes. Bowman thrown to the deck, ears ringing, blood from his nose. He gets up, still alive, reloads. Another vehicle approaching, bigger this time. tank destroyer. Big gun pointed at the bridge. At him. If that reaches firing position, it destroys the bridge, or kills everyone on it. Bowman has 3 rockets, 1 chance. He moves position, makes himself harder to hit. The tank destroyer at 300 yards. Long range for a bazooka, maximum effective, but no choice. Bowman loads, kneels, aims for the hull, weakest. Armor, fires. The rocket flight seems forever. Then impact, hits low, penetrates belly armor. The destroyer stops, doesn't explode, but not moving. Crew bails out, 2 rockets left. American reinforcements arriving at forward positions. Fresh troops, more weapons. The German assault losing momentum, being pushed back. But the Germans try once more. Final rush, 30 infantry, no armor, just rifles and demolition charges. Desperate, last chance to destroy the bridge. Bowman sees them, loads his second-to-last rocket. 100 yards, clustered, moving fast. He fires. Explosion catches them in the open. Men down, survivors scatter. Return fire, bullets hitting everywhere. Sparking off steel, punching through roadway. 1 round hits Bowman's left arm, grazes him, tears jacket, draws blood, burns. He ignores it, reloads his last rocket. Germans regrouping, officers screaming, ordering them forward. Infantry starts moving. 20 men, sprinting toward the bridge. 75 yards, 50. Bowman fires his last rocket. The explosion tears through them. Bodies flying. The assault breaks. Survivors run. Bowman out of ammunition. Drops the bazooka, draws his pistol. 7 rounds. If they come again, that's all he has. But they don't come. The counterattack has failed. Reinforcements securing the perimeter. The bridge is safe. For now. Bowman staggers, exhausted, adrenaline wearing off, arm bleeding, ears ringing. He's been on that bridge 40 minutes. Felt like hours. A medic runs up. "Sir, you're wounded. Need to get you back." Bowman shakes his head. Just a scratch. The medic wraps his arm. "You need the aid station." Bowman looks at the eastern shore. Fighting tapering off. Germans retreating. Americans pushing forward. Bridgehead secure. Expanding. He nods. "Okay, let's go." He walks back across. Every step an effort. Legs like lead. Other soldiers staring. Word spreading. The guy who held the bridge. Alone. Bowman reaches. The western shore. Aid station set up near the waterfront. Medics treating wounded. Serious injuries. Missing limbs. Gut wounds. His arm seems trivial. A doctor checks him. Cleans the wound. Bandages. You're lucky. Few inches right and you lose the arm. Bowman doesn't feel lucky. Just tired. Rest a few hours, the doctor says. Bowman finds a corner. Sits. Closes his eyes. Just for a minute. Falls asleep immediately. March 9th. Next day. Bowman wakes to shouting. Building shaking. German. Artillery hitting Remagen. Heavy bombardment. Shells everywhere. All over the bridge. The Germans desperate. Throwing everything at the Ludendorff. Artillery. Aircraft. Even V-2 rockets. Bowman returns to duty. Arm not serious enough for evacuation. His company defends the bridgehead. Rotation. 12 hours on, 12 off. Fighting continues daily. German counterattacks probing. Americans expanding. By March 17th, 10 days after capture, the bridgehead is 15 miles deep. Eisenhower has 5 divisions across at Remagen. Gateway wide open. Strategic situation transformed. Montgomery's crossing still scheduled for March 23rd. But not the only one now. Americans already deep in Germany, racing toward the heart of the Reich. It all started at Remagen, at the Ludendorff Bridge, the bridge Raymond Bowman held. March 17th, 3:50 p.m. The Ludendorff Bridge collapses. 10 days of bombardment, heavy traffic, tanks, trucks, thousands of men. The structure gives out. Center span drops into the Rhine. Sound like the end of the world. 28 engineers killed, 93 injured. But by then, American engineers built pontoon bridges, multiple crossings. Loss of Ludendorff doesn't matter anymore. It served its purpose, gave Americans their foothold, their gateway. Raymond Bowman made that possible. April 1945. War racing to conclusion. Americans driving deep into Germany. Soviets closing on Berlin. Third Reich collapsing. End inevitable. Just time. Bowman's division continues fighting. Town by town. Village by village. Accepting surrenders. May 8th, 1945. Germany surrenders. War in Europe over. Raymond Bowman survives. He's 20 years old. 7 months combat. Feels like a lifetime. The Army processes Medal of Honor recommendations. Dozens from Remagen. Lieutenant Timmerman, who led the assault. Sergeant Drabick, first man across. Private First Class Raymond Bowman, who held the bridge alone. The citation describes extraordinary heroism, destroying multiple vehicles, killing numerous enemy, single-handedly stopping a German assault. The reality even more remarkable, but Bowman never talks about it, never corrects anyone, never tells the story. When the war ends, he goes home to Buffalo, gets a job at the steel plant, his father's plant, marries his high school sweetheart in 1947, 3 children, works at Bethlehem Steel 37 years, never misses a day, never complains, never seeks attention. The Medal of Honor hangs in his living room. His children ask sometimes, "Dad, what did you do?" Bowman shrugs, "Just did my job." November 14th, 1952, Buffalo, New York. Raymond J. Bowman dies of a heart attack. He's 27 years old, far too young. Death barely makes the local paper. Small obituary, page 7. Survived by wife and 3 children. Services at Sacred Heart. Burial at Forest Lawn. No mention of Medal of Honor. No mention of Remagen. No mention of the bridge. The men who fought remember. Officers remember. But to the world, Raymond Bowman dies quietly, without fanfare, without demanding recognition. In 1954, a Buffalo bridge named after him. Small span over railway, nothing like the Ludendorff. Here's what Raymond Bowman's story tells us. War doesn't care about your age, your plans, the life you were supposed to live. Bowman was 20 standing on that bridge, 20 with his whole life ahead. A girl waiting, dreams of quiet life in Buffalo, steel plant, family, growing old in his neighborhood. But when the moment came, when Germans were about to retake the bridge that would end the war, Bowman didn't think about his future, about getting home. He thought about the mission, the men depending on him, the strategic importance. So he walked onto that exposed bridge, stood under artillery and machine gun fire, destroyed vehicles, killed enemies, held position alone, because that's what needed doing. The mathematics at Remagen were impossible. 1 man, 6 rockets, against 200 infantry, 8 armored vehicles. Rational choice was retreat, fall back to better positions. But Bowman understood what the officers understood, what Eisenhower understood. That bridge was worth dying for, would save thousands of lives, ending the war faster, save German civilians by bringing conclusion before more cities destroyed. Strategic value incalculable. Raymond Bowman willing to pay any price. He stood his ground, fired 6 rockets, hit 6 targets, stopped the counterattack, gave reinforcements time, gave the bridgehead time to consolidate, gave the army its gateway, and he survived that day, survived the war, went home, died 7 years later, 27, never saw children grow up, never retired. There's a photograph in the National Archives. Bowman in early 1945, uniform, fresh-faced, smiling slightly. You'd never know what this kid was about to do, what impossible odds he'd face, what decision would affect World War II's outcome. That's the thing about heroes. They don't look like heroes. They look like everyone else, kids from Buffalo or anywhere. Ordinary people in extraordinary situations making the choice to stand rather than run, fight rather than surrender, sacrifice rather than survive. Raymond Bowman made that choice on a bridge over the Rhine, March 8, 1945. The war ended 2 months later instead of 6 or 12, because one man with a bazooka decided that bridge was worth holding, worth fighting for, worth dying for. When Truman awarded Bowman the Medal of Honor in 1946, he said what he said to every recipient: "I'd rather have this medal than be president." Bowman accepted, shook hands, posed for photographs, then went back to Buffalo, back to work, medal in a frame. Life went on, until it didn't, until his heart gave out at 27. Doctors said just one of those things, young, healthy man, no warning. But the men who served wondered if carrying that weight, that responsibility, that trauma at 20 had broken something inside that never healed. Wondered if standing alone on that bridge, facing death, watching men die, killing men, had cost Bowman something unmeasurable but real. They never talked about it, but they wondered, and they remembered. In the end, that's all any soldier asks: to be remembered by men who served beside him, to have his sacrifice mean something, to know what he did mattered. Raymond Bowman mattered. The Ludendorff Bridge was the turning point. Every historian agrees. Eisenhower called it worth its weight in gold. Montgomery admitted it made his plan obsolete. Germans court-martialed officers for failing to destroy it. And in the middle of all that history, all that strategy, all those generals and plans and armies, there was one private first class, with a bazooka, standing on a bridge, alone, doing his job. That's the Raymond Bowman story. Not the Medal of Honor, not the heroism, not even the sacrifice. The story is simpler. A kid from Buffalo asked to do something impossible, and did it anyway, because someone had to, because the mission mattered, because the war needed to end. So he stood, he fought, he held the bridge, and he changed history.